Hey guys, what's up? So here we are, we're back again with another combat achievement video, and this time we're going to be doing the Grandmaster task, Phantom Muspah Manipulator. And the reason why I chose to do this task is because it's actually 4 tasks in the price of 1. You unlock 4 combat achievements if you can beat this one task. And that's because we're actually performing 3 different combat achievements all at once. And if you can beat them all in the single kill, you get the Phantom Muspah Manipulator combat achievement. So anyway, this is going to be part of our Earn Your Master Hilt Combat Achievement series, where we earn enough points to finally earn the Master tier of the Combat Achievement Awards, along with all the rewards that come along with it, including that new Master Defender Hilt. So anyway, let's take a look at the gear that we have, right? So we are bringing just a simple Bofa setup with some hybrid gear. And that's Burrow's Gloves and Mage Boots with a Mage Cape, as well as the Ring of Shadows and the Blood Fury, just for the magic and ranged attack bonuses. So we have a nice hybrid setup, as well as a 3-way Mage swap and the Sapphire Bolts for the prayer phase. Now, what's the point? What do we have to do in this combat achievement? Well, we have to be walking. We can't have our run energy on. And we also have to do a perfect kill, so we can't get hit by anything. And beyond all that, we also need to beat him during his enraged phase after he gets completely surrounded by spikes. So his entire hitbox needs to be completely surrounded by his little spikes. But yeah, that's what we're going to do, and let's send it. So if you've been having fun with these guides, or you've been learning a lot, or you've been sticking around the channel for a while, throw me that like, throw me that sub, and let's go beat Phantom Muspah Manipulator. Alright, so as the fight starts out, we're going to see what combat style he's using, and because he's using melee, we need to get that freeze off, right? And we're only walking, so we need to get it off fast. But once he's frozen, we want to get a decent distance away from him because he is going, if he gets unfrozen, we're going to want to be able to freeze him again before he actually reaches us because a melee hit spells game over unless we're praying melee. But we should be able to camp range pray for this entire fight, other than when he uses those occasional mage hits as well. But here we go. He swaps back, and we're going to throw some mage on him and freeze him. And at this point, we have these trailing spikes, so it's good to just walk them off. We actually walk faster than the spikes can travel, so it's not like it's very hard to avoid them. But then you're going to want to just freeze him as necessary, and you can keep getting some mage hits off as well. Just make sure that you're kiting those spikes around. And as we've done in different combat achievements, we do want to kind of try to keep those spikes in one specific side or quadrant of the field if possible. Because at the very end of the fight, since we're going to force all those spikes to completely surround him, the field will have quite a few spikes on us, and not only do we need to meet the DPS check, but we also can't get hit by any of those spikes as well. But you can see the fight doesn't take too long, even with this hybrid setup and budget gear. So we're using that Bofa and then just a Trident with Arims, right? So we're in pretty budget gear for this. Definitely under 500 mil. I'd say we're probably under like 300 mil or something. I don't know. I guess it depends how much the Bofa is right now. But yeah, so for this fight right here, we can stand on this little save tile. This save tile will avoid all those black pools, and then we don't even have to be worrying about them, right? And when the phase ends, we can just get that freeze off and get right back to maging the boss. Waiting for him to transition. Make sure we keep our prayer up. Make sure we keep our health up. And we'll switch to our range gear as soon as he gets out of this phase. Throw one more freeze on him so that he doesn't catch up to us. And it looks like he's transitioning right now. So we'll throw in our range gear and continue on with the fight. Now, since this is a perfect kill, we don't really need to be eating too many supplies. We shouldn't really be worried about our HP dropping too far anyway, because it's all just very minor chip damage. But what we do want to be wary of is where these spikes can potentially spawn after each of his transition phases, and making sure that we always have room to move away so when we get that, when we throw that freeze off, right? So here we go, we throw that freeze off just in time before he gets to us, and we're kind of getting cornered, not just by him, but by spikes as well. So let's try and get ourselves down to a nice little opening. And we need to be ready because he's coming out of that freeze any second now. So we got to get that new freeze off. There we go, just in time. And we can finish him off really quick and make him transition into that last phase. He should be transitioning any second now. There we go, he's in that ranged phase. And we are approaching the final part of the fight where he goes into his little smite phase. So we can just throw on our bolts and start taking him down. And at this point, we're gonna want to start getting ready to be in a position where we can start surrounding these spikes on him. So what I like to do is spawn a spike on all 4 of his corners. So we can see that his north side over there on the right, it's kind of already covered with spikes. So I'm gonna try and get a spike right here on this corner, and then a corner to the west, which is above me a little bit. So there we go. Now I'm going to want to get his HP pretty low, to the point where I think I could one-shot him or maybe two-shot him away. So I'd like to get him as low as possible, preferably like under maybe 50 HP or so. And we'll make sure to spawn a spike on this corner right here. And it looks like he's down to 25 HP, so at this point, all I need to do is wait for him to be completely surrounded by spikes. And I will stand next to the spikes so I make sure that I don't accidentally get myself too boxed in. Right? And what we're doing right now is we're just waiting for every tile surrounding him. Every single tile that surrounds him needs to be completely covered by spikes. And it looks like I have a nice little pool of clearing to stand in. So he needs one more spike to touch him, right? That spike over there to the bottom of him on the right. We need one last spike down there, and as soon as that gets filled in, we can start going for the kill. So there we go, and we still have a nice little pool to stand in. We could probably survive 1 or 2 more hits of spikes, and he goes down, and we are going to get a ton of combat achievements right now. So we got Can't Escape, which is only an elite, so that's not going to help with our Master Helm. But we are going to get, here we go, Space is Tight combat achievement. And we'll get a few more. We're also going to get, here it is, Walk Straight, Pray True combat achievement. And of course, the Muspah Manipulator combat achievement as well. So anyway, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a lot. And good luck on your Muspah combat achievements. And I will see you boys in the next one. Peace.